Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So please, as a reminder, hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed yet. And thank you to everyone who has subscribed so far, and especially those that are supporting me on Patreon. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. So let's continue here and see how we can add students to this list here. Now, no lecturers were found in this class, no students were found. So automatically, whoever, we may set it up if you want to, before adding lecturers here, whoever created the class should be considered maybe a lecturer. But in normal circumstances, maybe the classes will be created not by lecturers, but by admins. So this is something you have to choose on your own. So if that is the case, then you will have to limit, if I click add new, you have to limit this to admin level. And that is easy to do. We know how to do that, just setting the access to admin, and then lecturers won't be able to add classes. So now, since they are able to add classes, this one will be a silent lecturer. Maybe we can add one. You can add yourself here, so that way we can see the problem that we can create by doing this. So let's see if we can search vibe, and this is me right here. So I will select to add, and there we go. I have added myself to this one. This means now if I go to classes, I will see this class twice here. Okay, so this may be a problem. Now the reason this is happening is because if you remember, when we go to class lecturers, there will be a record here of me being a member of that new class. And then inside classes as well, there will be this issue again. So what we can do instead is to collect all classes. Let's say here, once we combine these two, right? And array student classes is here. And then we do a for each loop here. What we can do is change to make sure that the classes we get here are unique. So how do we do that? So the first thing we will do is I'll say all classes here. I'll create a variable called all classes, which will just contain the class IDs, because remember, this is all we are using here, just the class IDs. That's what we need. So I will use array column to get those. Now what array column is, what that does is it gets an array of arrays and then gets a very specific key from each of the elements in the array. So let me explain a little bit here by echoing out this. So let me show what we have so far here. After that combination, let me come back here and refresh. So what we have is we have this row that has a class ID here, but it has a lot of other extra information that we really don't need, because we just need the class ID. But then if you see, there's a repeat here of what you're seeing here in the next record as well. Okay, so there's user ID, ID, and then there's a third one here with the same amount of detail. But what we can do instead is we can combine the two, right? Let's do this. Yes, yeah, so what we can do is let's combine the two here by using array column. So what array column does is we get an input, which is the array itself. So we'll put that input here, and then we tell it what column we are interested in. So I'm interested in the class underscore ID column. Let me use underscore there and put it here like so. So if I come here, what this would do is it will look for class ID here and get that, and then go to the next one and look for class ID as well and get that, go to the next one, get class ID only and get that, and then it will create an array of only these values. And then what will happen is we can easily compare if this and that are the same, and then remove all the duplicates, right? So let me remove this. And so what I will do here is all classes now contains all the classes because we've gotten them. and I can show you this now, the result of array column. So let me do this, and let's come back here and refresh. So you see now I have gotten only the class IDs, and if you notice, this one and this one are the same. So to fix that problem, what we do is we use a function called array unique. So is equal to array unique, like that, and then let's put in the array that we want to have unique results. So if I now refresh, oh wait a second, I forgot to echo it out. I'll say show and put that here. So remember we had 3 records, yes, and I will refresh. Now we have only 2 because it has removed all the duplicates. And then what we can finally do with this now is this unique thing here is we put that here instead. We don't really care about the key, but we just want that. So maybe we can even remove that. It's okay. And then we'll get the class ID. Now it's not class ID anymore because we just have 0 and the value, so the key and the value. So it's not an object anymore. All we need is this value right here. So this one will be the class ID directly, like so. And so I just need to remove all of this like that, and this should suffice. So refresh, and there we go. So now at least there's a filter there going on, and we get this cool stuff here. Okay, great. Now I don't know how well this will work with pagination, but we'll see as we go. But now at least I can click on this and have a lecturer there. Then let's add a few students. So I'm going to add a new student here, and I'm not sure about the student names, so I can go to students here, search for a particular one that I want, and there we go. So we have errors here from the search. Very interesting. So we'll fix that in a second, but I have let me check and add maybe Guy, since Guy has done a few, and I'll add Jane as well. So let's search for Guy, and let's add Guy here, and let's add one more. I'm going to search for Jane, and let's add Jane as well. So we have 2 students in our class, which is awesome. Now I can go to tests, and there are no tests here. Then we can add a test. So what will be the test name? Let's say end of term. I don't know, you can add more detail, grade 7, whatever it is, I don't know. You can say this is the end of term test for all grade 7s, like this, and create. So at least now we have a test for this general knowledge class, and yeah, now we can click to edit it if we want, disable it, etc. But if I click go here, I can start adding questions to this. So single test there. If I go to view class, I come back here. If I go here, then I can do all of this. Now this is published, which is not cool. We should unpublish it first. So I don't know why it let's go to tests here and see what's going on. So disabled is 0, test ID, end of term test grade 7, editable, yes, disabled 0. So why is it what's going on here? Disabled is 0. So why isn't it showing? Published, yes. So we should disable it first. So this is one thing that we did not do. So let me go back here to add test, right? What page is this? Class single add test. Okay, so that's the function. Let's go to class single here, wait a minute, is it class single? It's single class. So single underscore class, and let's go to add function. Lecturer add, where's the other one? Student add, student remove, and add test add. This is the one I'm looking for. So right here, before adding the test, I should add another column here. Disabled should be 1, actually, not 0, because we should start by disabling it so that we can be able to edit it. So for now, we're going to ignore that, but the next time we add a class, it's going to be automatically disabled. So I'll click unpublish to disable this one. Because in disabled mode, this is when the teacher can edit and add stuff. So here I want to add a question. So I want to add maybe an objective question, something like this. Let's add a simple question. What is 2 plus 2? And a comment, no comment here. Maybe we can say 1 point, I don't know. And here answer is 4, of course. So save that, and that's a question here, question 1. Let's add another question, maybe a subjective. Let's try and add all of them. Subjective question would be, what is your favorite color, or something similar. What was, maybe something more specific, what was John's favorite color, or something. Maybe John is a famous person here, I don't know. Comment, and this one we don't put an answer because it's subjective, so that's all good. Let's see, maybe 2 points here. Let's save this, and let's add question 3, multiple choice, just so we can sample everything. Let's see here, what is a young lion called? Yeah, let's add some questions here, some answers. Maybe it's called a cub. Hopefully that's how you spell cub. Kid. Let's add one more choice. Oh, so this is what I didn't foresee. When you add choice, it resets everything. I didn't know that. But let's see what we can do about that. Let's see. Cub, kid, baby. And we can select the correct answer, which is cub. And let's save the question. Okay, so pretty good here. Things are working out. Yeah, nice. So now if I go back to the class, this is the test here. Everything seems fine, right? Now let me look at the students I added here. There's Guy and there's Jane. So let's log in as Guy and see if we can actually see this test. So Guy at yahoo.com, and let's put the password there. So I'm logging in as one of the students that's in that class. So there's a test here, but it's not showing me that test that I need to take. So something is weird here. If I go to my profile and look at tests, I can only see the test that I took. And if I come to tests, I'm only seeing a second test here, which is not right. I'm supposed to see that new test because I belong to that class. So let's come to the next video and see how we can make that happen.